Hey guys, welcome to MoneyMatters as usual. So today I'm feeling a bit unwell, but I decided I have to do a video for you guys because this is something I'm committed to. This is something I'm doing to make sure that we are growing consistently. I always have this crazy allergic reaction sometimes, and they just drive me crazy. Like I sneeze, everything is itchy. It just gets really crazy. I don't know why it happens mainly on Sundays, weird enough. Anyway guys, so like I said, I have committed to this journey, and therefore we're still going to make sure we do what we need to do, which is talk about money, talk about investing, talk about building wealth. And today I'm going to be talking about something that has been going on in Kenya. People have been talking about the wealth that the politicians have. And in particular, I'm going to talk about the wealth that Ruto has. Now, before you leave or before you click out, you don't like politicians, or because you feel bad about a particular politician, before you click out of the video, let me tell you why we're going to be talking about Ruto. And it's not because I'm in love with politicians, no. I'm doing this video from a money perspective. I just want to show you that even the leaders that lead you know where to invest money. And therefore, whether you're a fan or not a fan, the fact remains he has made some good investment choice, which I have said in this channel that you should actually make. I have said severally that you should buy Safaricom shares. You use Safaricom every single day. It's part of your life. You give them your money daily. So why don't you want to take a piece of that pie? So the reason we're going to be talking about Ruto in this particular one is not because he's been trending on media and, with the security issues. No. This is not a political channel for sure. I'm a political human being and very interested in politics, but this discussion is about money, about investing, about building wealth. So we're having this discussion to encourage people to invest. We're having this discussion to show how investing can change your life. We're having this discussion to show how you can build wealth. We're having this discussion basically as an example to be emulated. So the discussion is not political. The discussion is, let's look at the growth of Ruto's estate with regards to shares alone, and then we see what if you had the same number of shares. You would live a good life, right? So that's the foundation or the basis of having this discussion about Ruto. Basically, he's shown us something that we talk about all the time, and I just want to show you how much is he getting from his shares, how much in dividends, how much in capital gains in the future in case he holds those shares for the long term, and what can you also do? What can we learn from this situation? What can we learn from Ruto? What can we learn from our leaders sometimes? Because yes, they do so many bad things. Probably this money is from the taxpayers, but we have no evidence of that at the moment, and that's not our duty here anyway. MoneyMatters. Our duty here is to talk about money. If you want us to talk about politics, look for me somewhere else, and I will definitely want to engage you politically. But right now, we only focused on building wealth. So guys, welcome to MoneyMatters, and here as usual we talk about the money mindset, how to make that money, how to enjoy that money, how to manage that money, how to invest that money, and how to assure yourself of a lifetime of income, basically financial freedom. So just to give you a background of the story, Ruto has been trending because Matiang'i decided to go to parliament and talk about the kind of properties that Ruto owns with regards to security matters. So what Matiang'i was trying to prove is that Ruto is well protected and his properties are also protected. And in the process of doing that, which I felt was a bit ill-motivated, is in the process of them talking about his security issues, they spoke about the properties that he owns. So Ruto came out to defend himself, and in the process he said that he owns 70% of the things that were said on that list, but does not own some of them, 30% of those things. But he also mentioned that he owns some other things that they did not mention in that list. One of them being Safaricom shares, another being Kenya Airways shares, another being the chicken and eggs business that makes him 1.5 million Kenya shillings a day. And if you want us to talk about these properties from a financial perspective and analyze his investments, we can talk about that. Why not? Because we could learn something. As people are always building wealth and looking for ways of making money, we could learn something from Ruto, right? Like right now, we're learning about shares, which I always tell you about. So we could learn something from the other ventures that he has. So if you want us to do that, please comment below. Let me know if you want us to just look at the investments he's made, some of the properties that he has accepted that he owns. Let's look at how much could he be getting out of it. But for now, let's look at the Safaricom shares. Now, Number one, I always say you should invest in the things you understand, the things you use every single day. This was a smart decision by Ruto. He uses Safaricom probably every single day of his life, and he realized, okay, I need to own part of this company that is operating on our land and taking money from our people and taking money from myself. So he decided to invest some of his money in shares, which is a really good decision. That's the first thing. So this is the first lesson. Invest in the things you understand. Invest in the things you use every single day. Invest in the things that impact your life. Don't try to look for complex investments that you do not understand. The second thing, Ruto has 400,000 shares in Safaricom. So we want to look at how much these shares are worth and how much they can give him in terms of capital gains in the future and in terms of dividend payouts. So this is something very important, and this is something that is going to illustrate that you can become rich using stocks. Now, I'm not saying you have to own 400,000. Of course, you may not have that money, but you can own a piece of that pie. And you will also get the dividend payouts, you will also get the capital gains, and you will also get to build your wealth using things that you understand. So this is something I wanted to talk about in that sense. I wanted us to look at it, okay, how much is Ruto actually getting from these shares? How much in dividend payments? And how much passive income can that give you? And then let us look at how much capital gains could he get if he is to hold these shares for the long term, which I believe he will. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for reaching 5,000. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate everything that you do. Those who comment and talk to me, I appreciate what you're doing. Please continue following and bring in more people. Share, like, so that we can reach more people, please. If you come to the channel and you like what you hear, you like what we're providing, the value we're giving, please consider subscribing and sharing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And please like it for the YouTube algorithm so that we can get many more followers to make this message normal amongst people. With regards to 400,000 shares, how much does Ruto actually earn from these? I'm doing this video on a Sunday, and on Friday, which was the last trading day, the share price closed at around 42.7. So let's look at it from an average of 43, because that's where the Safaricom shares has been trading the last 1 week or so. The average has been 43 Kenya shillings per share. So from that alone, how much does Ruto actually own? So based on that price, Ruto currently owns shares worth 17.2 million. 17.2 million Kenya shillings. Now, we're not going to say he invested 17.2 million. He could have invested way less, because he could have bought them while they were trading at, let's say, 20 shillings. Or even less, or even 10 shillings, because Safaricom was trading very low at some point. Let's say he bought them at 20 Kenya shillings a share. We are assuming he bought them once, 400,000 shares at 20 Kenya shillings per share. He would have spent around 8 million. And currently, he is at 17 million. Let's look at Safaricom shares and check how long ago was Safaricom at 20 Kenya shillings. Now, the last time Safaricom averagely traded at 20 Kenya shillings per share was sometime in 2018. So Ruto would have gained over 9 million from his shares if he bought these things just around 2018, 2019. Now, I'm assuming he bought them around that time, or he bought them way earlier. I'm assuming he didn't buy them yesterday or a week, some few weeks before, right? So it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say here, or what I'm trying to present here, is that it's very possible to build massive wealth with stocks. Very possible. So if he bought them at 20 Kenya shillings per share, he spent 8 million. As we speak today, he is worth 17 million in that particular company. That's only one company. So in that sense, I'm trying to present the scenario whereby he could have bought these shares while they were very cheap, because Safaricom traded very cheap. In 2013, for example, Safaricom was trading at an average of 5 Kenya shillings per share. Even if you were to buy 400,000 shares then, you'd have spent 2 million. So within 8 years, you spent 2 million and you would have made up to 17 million. That is proper wealth building. So that's what I'm trying to illustrate with this particular video. Capital gains can make you rich. So if Ruto bought these shares at 20 or at 5 or at 10, one thing's for sure, he has gotten a lot of money back. Now, let's assume that he bought them last week. So we're giving different scenarios. If he bought them last week, then we're assuming he spent 17 million. Because it was trading at around 43. So he spent 17 million. If he is to hold them, and Safaricom shares can double, and I can say this for sure, that Safaricom shares will double. So basically, if he's to hold it for the long term, and hopefully Safaricom doubles again, because it has doubled and doubled and doubled. Safaricom has grown exponentially, and there's still so much room for growth. If he's to hold his shares for the long term, if it doubles from where it is trading right now, he is looking at around 34 million, which is a double return from what he has invested. So we have different assumptions. While he invested at 5 Kenya shillings per share. He invested at 20 Kenya shillings per share. He's invested this recently. Whichever way you look at it, the capital gains is going to be amazing, massively huge. What I'm saying is investing in stocks can make you rich, but you need to choose the right companies sometimes. And in Kenya, that can be difficult. You need someone to guide you. If you want that guidance, please look for me and we will have that discussion. But this is a good place to go for those who already have a good financial foundation. It's volatile and it's not the first place you want to go to. Someone like Ruto already has so many investments, so this is just a small part of his portfolio. That's something you need to understand. Now, in terms of dividend payout, Safaricom has been paying dividends consistently in Kenya and one of the most strongest and stable companies in terms of dividend payouts. Recently, they paid interim dividends in March this year. February, March this year, they paid interim dividends. And then they approved another dividend payout, the usual one, which went out on the 31st of August. So if we look at the trailing dividend yield and the forward dividend yield of Safaricom and get an average point, we realize that Safaricom always pays around 1 shilling per share. So in that case, that's just free money from dividend payout. So for July, Safaricom is going to pay 0.92 cents per share, per ordinary share in Safaricom. So in that case, if Ruto is to get dividend payout, which he's going to get definitely, he's getting 368,000 Kenya shillings free money. I mean free money. That is money that he's not working for. That's passive income, and that's how you can build passive income. You build passive income by using stocks that pay dividends. So if he wanted to get some money every single time Safaricom pays their dividends, you'd be getting that amount of money, or averagely. Of course, the dividend payout is always dependent on a lot of things. But if we look at the trailing dividend payout, the forward dividend payout, then we find the average, then we can look at the forward nature of it. We can look at the future and the predictions. We realize that Safaricom will always be paying around 1 Kenya shillings per share that you own. That gives Ruto at least 400,000 or less, a little less or a little more, depending on the performance of the company or depending on the dividend payout. And that gives him basically free money every single year. This is a good opportunity for most people. And I wanted to discuss it from the perspective of encouraging people to actually invest in stocks, because stocks can make you really rich. So we are looking at capital gains, we are looking at dividends payout, and there's so many benefits of stocks. Thank you guys. So now you know how much Ruto is getting with this 400,000 shares, and this could also be your goal, that you know what, by at some point in life you're going to own 100, 200, 300,000 shares in Safaricom. It can be a financial goal. Thank you guys. As usual, Money Matters here. See you next time.